me show you how it works. Look, God shows you. He showed it to you. You don't have to guess at how it works. Look, right here. All right? Remember I told you about Satan being bound in the bottomless pit? Here it is right here in Revelation chapter 20. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven. Where is he coming from? Heaven. Having a key to something. What kind of key he had? He had the key to a place called the bottomless pit. And he also had a chain in his hand. He laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent of old. The serpent, yeah. Now God is going all the way back to Genesis 3. The dragon you've seen over in Revelation 12. Who is the devil and Satan? Same person. And he bound him, put him in jail 1,000 years. There you have it. See, I didn't make that up, friends. That came straight from the book. And he cast him, that is Satan, into the bottomless pit, shut him up, and set a seal on him, so that he should not deceive the nations. He should not influence who? The nations. No more till the 1,000 years were finished. So he didn't have any more influence on the demons. God put them in prison. Then he didn't have any more influence on humans. Why? Because he was gone into this prison. So since he sits above all the chief demons, when he locked Satan up, all his counterparts went with him. All right, but after this, he must be released for a little while. And what's going to happen? So Jesus reigns in his 1,000 years, right? And he goes forward. And they lived and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead, yes, the dead in trespasses and sins. They didn't live until the 1,000 year was finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed is holy is he who take part in the first resurrection, over whom the second death, which is the lake of fire and outer darkness, has no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Now watch this. When the 1,000 years is up, now you got people who lived hundreds of years. They wasn't influenced by Satan. They were still internally plotting against God, but they didn't have the courage to do it. Watch what happened. When the 1,000 years have expired, Satan is released from his prison. And what do? He go out and he deceive. He goes back to doing what he was been doing from when he was created. The nations. Who? The people who was plotting and the kings of the earth. That is the chief demons and the rulers. See? The nations which are in the four corners of the earth. Four corners? Yeah, man. North, south, east, west. Four corners. Gog and Magog, to gather them together to the battle, whose number is as the sand sea. Well, where do these people come from? These are the same people who watched Jesus in human flesh, where live in a world for 1,000 years, just same earth, no poverty, no crime. Everybody was satisfied. Yet, what were they doing? Plotting a vain thing. And when the influencer came out with his minions, he gathered all of them. And what did they do? They battled against God. They went up the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints. Those who loved God moved over by Jerusalem, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them all. The devil who deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are. After 1,000 years, the beast and the false prophet are still alive. They're not annihilated. They're still alive, sitting, waiting for the devil to come, and waiting on you too, if you partake with this mess and don't get saved. And they will be tormented. For how long, God? Day and night, forever and ever. Why in the world would God do that? Because God is righteous. He's a righteous, just God. That's the justice that they deserve. Listen, friend, that's the justice Kevin deserves. You think I'm any better than the devil? That I'm any better than his demons? Or those people who are plotting? No, friends, I plotted against God too. Yet, he gave me mercy. Did I deserve it? Of course not. Did I ask for it? Of course not. I didn't even know to ask for it. And if I knew to ask for it, I wouldn't have. I'd have slammed the door in his face. Because I was plotting against him like everybody else. All right. But what happens? Here it is. He who sits in the heavens laugh, and the Lord shall hold them in derision. He shall speak to them in his wrath, distress them in his deep displeasure. Yet have I set my king on my holy mount hill, my holy hill Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said to me, you are my son. Who's talking? That's Jesus talking, friend. Well, wait a minute. How can Jesus be talking if this was written back in the day David was alive? Because Jesus is God. He was there before David. As a matter of fact, he created David. You are my son. Today I have begotten you. Speaking of the resurrection. All right, folks. So look. This right here basically tells us where we were going over here in Romans 9. And if you have all those things, friends, you see how I just went back and forward, allowing the scriptures to interpret scriptures. Folks, that's how it's done. If you couldn't do what I just did, you're going to have a problem with this book. That's why I tell you all the time how important it is that you read the entire book. If you just take it in little pieces, friends, it won't make sense. The whole book is about Jesus. The whole book is about this. And this alone. It has nothing to do with you. The book is history written in advance so that you and I can know what God is doing. Revealing his attributes, executing his reconciliation plan, revealing his redeemer. All right.